Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Real English Conversation Podcast. I'm Adam. How are you doing today, Jessica?
I'm doing great, Adam. I'm really excited about today's topic because it's something so many of our listeners ask about all the time. How can I learn English faster?
Learning a new language takes time, effort, and patience. But there are definitely ways to speed up the process and make it more enjoyable at the same time.
Yes, and today we're going to share 7 powerful tips that can help you improve your English much more quickly. These are practical, easy to use, and you can start using them right after listening to this episode.
So, grab a notebook if you want, or just sit back, relax, and enjoy. Let's get started.
Our first tip is one of my favorites. Listen to English every single day.
Yes, listening is the foundation of learning a language. Just think about how babies learn their first language. Before they can speak, they listen to their parents and the people around them for months and months.
Certainly, listening helps train your ears to recognize the sounds, rhythm, and intonation of English. Even if you don't understand everything, your brain is getting used to the language.
And that's the key point. You don't need to understand 100%. Even if you understand only 30% or 50%, that's still valuable. Over time, that percentage will grow naturally.
Yes, for example, you can listen to English podcasts, short stories, YouTube videos, English news, or even songs. If you love football, listen to sports news in English. If you enjoy cooking, watch cooking videos in English. Whatever you listen to, make it fun.
When I was learning Spanish, I used to listen to the radio in Spanish every morning while still in bed. I didn't understand much at the beginning, but after a few months, it became so much easier.
That's such a good example. So listeners, choose something you enjoy and make listening a daily habit.
Okay, tip number 2 is something called shadowing. Have you heard of this before, Jessica?
Oh yes, shadowing is fantastic. For our listeners who don't know, shadowing means listening to someone speaking in English and then immediately repeating what they say, almost like an echo.
Right. So if you're listening to a podcast or watching a short video, you try to copy not just the words, but also the pronunciation, speed, and intonation.
Yes, it feels a little strange at first because you're speaking at the same time as the audio, but it's one of the fastest ways to improve your pronunciation and fluency.
When I practiced shadowing, I used English podcasts. I would play a sentence, pause, repeat, then play it again. It made me feel more confident speaking out loud.
That's a good tip. Start slowly. Maybe just shadow 1 or 2 minutes a day. Over time, your mouth muscles get used to producing English sounds, and your confidence grows.
All right, tip number 3 is think in English. This one is a game changer.
Absolutely. Many learners make the mistake of always translating from their native language into English. That slows you down and makes speaking feel stressful.
Yes, for example, if your native language is Korean and you want to say, I'm hungry, you might first think the sentence in Korean, then translate it into English, and then say it. That takes too long.
But if you train yourself to think directly in English, you save time and your speech becomes more natural.
A simple way to practice this is by describing what you see. For example, if you're walking to school, think in English. I see a dog, the dog is big, the sky is blue, I feel happy today.
Of course, at the beginning, you might feel stuck. That's normal, but little by little it gets easier.
Okay, let's move to tip number 4. Read aloud.
Yes, reading aloud means taking a text, maybe a book, an article, or even your favorite story, and reading it with your voice.
Why is this so useful? Well, it trains your speaking muscles. Speaking a language is a physical activity. Your tongue, lips, and even your jaw need practice to move in new ways.
Exactly. When I was learning French, I used to read children's books aloud. I felt a bit silly, but it really helped me pronounce the words correctly and smoothly.
That's a great example. And listeners, you don't need to worry about making mistakes. Nobody is judging you, it's just practice.
Plus, reading aloud also improves your confidence. The more you say English words out loud, the less nervous you feel when speaking to real people. All right, tip number 5, use English in your daily life.
This one is so powerful because it makes English part of your world, not just a subject in a classroom.
Yes. For example, you can change the language on your phone to English, or write your shopping list in English, or talk to yourself in English while cooking, something like, "Now I cut the onion, now I add salt."
I actually do that with German. When I'm cooking, I describe everything in German just to practice. It feels funny, but it works.
Another great idea is to label things in your house. Stick a paper on the door that says door or on the fridge that says fridge. Every time you see it, you remember the English word.
Yes, and if you have friends who are also learning English, send each other short text messages in English. Small daily practice adds up over time.
Tip number 6 is write a short diary every day.
This is one of my personal favorites. Writing helps you organize your thoughts in English. It's like slow motion speaking. You have more time to think about words, grammar, and sentences.
Yes, and it doesn't need to be long, just 3 or 4 sentences about your day. For example, today I went to school, I met my friend, we watched a movie, I felt happy.
Certainly. Over time, you'll notice your sentences become longer and more complex, and later you can even go back and read old entries to see your progress.
Another tip, don't worry too much about mistakes. The goal is expression, not perfection.
Yes, and if you want, you can also use a grammar checking tool or ask a teacher to look at your diary sometimes. But the most important thing is to keep writing regularly.
And finally, tip number 7, record your voice.
Oh yes, this one is so useful. When you record your voice and listen to it, you become aware of your pronunciation, rhythm, and intonation.
At first, it might feel uncomfortable. Many people don't like hearing their own voice, but trust me, it's one of the best ways to notice your mistakes and improve quickly.
I remember when I was learning Japanese, I recorded myself reading dialogues from my textbook. Then I compared my voice with the native speaker's audio. I noticed small differences and practiced until I sounded closer.
That's a fantastic technique. You can do the same. Read a paragraph from a book, record it, and then listen. Or even better, make a short audio diary every day. Say what you did that day in English and listen later.
Yes, and over time, you'll hear how much progress you've made. That's very motivating.
Learning English is not about perfection, it's about consistency.
That's right. And remember, you don't have to do all of them at once. Start with 1 or 2 tips that feel easy for you, and then slowly add more.
Yes, the most important thing is to stay consistent. Practice a little every day, and you'll be surprised how fast you improve.
Well, that's all for today's episode. Thank you so much for joining us, and we hope these tips help you on your English learning journey.
And don't forget, learning English is not just about studying, it's also about enjoying the process. Find ways to make it fun, and you'll stay motivated.
We'll see you in the next episode. Until then, keep practicing, keep smiling, and keep learning.